A forgotten frontier. In the vast expanse of the galaxy, the Ziraxian Empire reigned supreme. With 1,000 worlds under their control and technology that dwarfed most civilizations, few dared to challenge their might. Emperor Zoltar Xi sat upon his crystalline throne, surveying star maps that glittered with the Empire's many conquests. "Sire," a voice called out, breaking the Emperor's reverie. It was Korvax, his senior advisor. "What is it, Korvax?" Zoltar asked, barely glancing up. "Our archivists have uncovered records of a primitive species, the humans. They were last seen on the fringes of our territory nearly 3,000 years ago." Zoltar waved his hand dismissively. "A primitive species? What of it? They're likely long extinct." "As you say, sire. The records show we left them on Z-129, a harsh, barely habitable world. They couldn't have survived." The Emperor nodded, already losing interest. In an empire that spanned the galaxy, one insignificant species scarcely warranted notice. If only they knew what the coming years would bring. On Z-129, known to its inhabitants as Mutera, life was a daily struggle. The descendants of the original human colonists scraped out a meager existence under the planet's harsh red sun. They huddled in dome-shielded cities, venturing out in environment suits to tend moisture farms and repair power generators. In the capital city of Resilience, Governor Ilara Voss reviewed the latest reports. Food production was stable, but mineral reserves were running low. They needed new sources of ore to maintain their life support systems. "Any word from the exploration teams?" Ilara asked. Her assistant, Caden, shook his head. "They're still searching the northern canyons, but with our equipment, it's slow going." Ilara sighed. Their technology had advanced over the centuries, but it was still a far cry from what they'd need to truly tame this world. She gazed out the window at the sprawling city, a testament to human perseverance. They had survived this long. They would find a way. As the sun set over the red dunes of Mutera, a glimmer of something stirred in the hearts of the colonists. A flicker of the indomitable spirit that had carried them across the stars, a spirit that would soon shake an empire. Echoes of survival. Life on Mutera was a battle against the elements from the very beginning. The first generation of colonists found themselves ill-equipped and unprepared for the challenges of this alien environment. They lost many in those early years to accidents, exposure, and despair. But they persevered. Led by the indomitable spirit of Commander Lena Ivanov, they adapted and innovated. They learned to extract moisture from the atmosphere, to grow crops in hydroponic domes, to build shelters that could withstand the planet's violent dust storms. As decades turned to centuries, the colony slowly expanded. New generations were born under the red sun, children who had never known Earth but who carried the legacy of human resilience in their veins. They developed new technologies, powered by the unique minerals they discovered deep beneath the planet's surface. In the research labs of Mutera University, Dr. Silas Kerrigan made a startling breakthrough. By combining rare crystals with advanced AI algorithms, he created a new type of power core, one that could generate immense amounts of clean energy in a compact form. This discovery revolutionized life on Mutera. With abundant energy, it could power larger habitats, more advanced machinery, even begin to terraform parts of the planet. The colonists dared to dream of a future where their struggles might finally ease. Unbeknownst to the humans, their progress had not gone entirely unnoticed. On the fringes of Ziraxian space, an Imperial listening post picked up unusual energy signatures from the direction of Z-129. The station master, a grizzled veteran named Zorax, frowned at the readings. "It can't be," he muttered. "That world is dead." He prepared a report and transmitted it back to the heart of the Empire, flagged for low priority. It would be months before the bureaucracy processed it, months in which the gears of fate continued to turn. On Mutera, Governor Ilara Voss stood before a gathered crowd, her voice ringing with pride and determination. "Today, we take another step into the future," she declared. "With the power of our new energy cores, we will build ships to explore our solar system. We will expand our horizons and secure our place in the universe." The crowd cheered, their faces filled with hope and wonder. In the depths of space, the Ziraxian Empire continued its machinations, unaware of the storm that was brewing on a forgotten frontier world. The stage was set for a clash of civilizations, a battle of wills and innovation that would echo through the ages. The survivors of Mutera had no intention of remaining forgotten. With each new advancement, each small victory against the odds, They grew stronger and more determined. They were the descendants of Earth's pioneers, and they would carve out a place for themselves among the stars, no matter the cost. Shadows of the past. In the gleaming halls of the Ziraxian Imperial Palace, a heated debate was taking place. The archivist's report on the human colony had finally reached the Empire's upper echelons, and it had caused quite a stir. "This is preposterous," scoffed Lord Malvorian, head of the Imperial War Council. "A primitive species surviving on a dead world and developing advanced technology. It's impossible." But Korvax, the Emperor's advisor, wasn't so certain. He had pored over the ancient records, piecing together the history of humanity's exile. "We may have underestimated them," Korvax cautioned. "The humans were always a resourceful species, and they had 3,000 years to adapt and evolve." Emperor Zoltar leaned forward on his throne, his brow furrowed in thought. He couldn't deny the potential threat, however unlikely it seemed. If the humans had indeed advanced, they could pose a challenge to the Empire's supremacy. "We must assess the situation," Zoltar declared. "Send a scout ship to Z-129. Have them observe the humans and report back on their capabilities." The order was given, and a sleek Ziraxian vessel slipped out of the Imperial shipyard bound for the forgotten world of Nuterra. Its mission was one of stealth and subterfuge, to gather intelligence on the Empire's potential foe. As the scout ship flashed through the void, Governor Ilara Voss was facing challenges of her own. Disturbing reports had reached Resilience, tales of strange sightings in the desert wastes. Travelers spoke of shadowy figures of advanced technology unlike anything the colonists possessed. Ilara feared the worst. If the Ziraxian Empire had discovered them, it could spell doom for the fragile human civilization. They were not ready for a confrontation, not yet. In the heart of Nuterra's capital, a secret meeting was taking place. Dr. Silas Kerrigan, the brilliant scientist behind the energy core breakthrough, had called together a group of trusted associates. "We have to accelerate the plan," Silas urged. "If the Ziraxians come, we'll need more than just energy cores to defend ourselves." He unveiled his latest creation, a sleek, angular starship, powered by an advanced fusion drive. It was a vessel designed for more than just exploration. It was a symbol of human ingenuity and defiance. "The Phoenix," Silas declared, his eyes gleaming with pride. "The first of a new fleet, one that will ensure our survival and our freedom." The group set to work, laboring day and night to bring the Phoenix to life. In hidden underground hangars, a small force of human ships began to take shape, each one a marvel of engineering and determination. But time was running out. On the outskirts of the Nuterra system, the Ziraxian scout ship dropped out of hyperspace. Its sensors immediately picked up the unusual energy readings, the telltale signs of advanced technology. The commander, a sharp-eyed Ziraxian named Zorax, felt a chill run down his spine. The humans were far more advanced than they had anticipated. This changed everything. He transmitted an urgent message to the heart of the Empire, warning of the potential threat. But even as the signal raced across the stars, the humans of Nuterra were preparing to unveil their greatest achievement. The stage was set for a confrontation that would shake the foundations of the galaxy. The Ziraxian Empire, confident in its superiority, was about to face a challenge unlike any it had encountered before. And the fate of humanity, the forgotten pioneers of the stars, hung in the balance. Revelation of the Phoenix. The day of revelation dawned on Nuterra, a day that would be remembered for generations to come. In the capital city of Resilience, a massive crowd had gathered, their eyes fixed on the towering structure that dominated the central square. Governor Ilara Voss stood on a raised platform, her voice amplified by the sound system. Beside her, Dr. Silas Kerrigan fidgeted nervously, his hands clasped behind his back. "My fellow citizens," Ilara began, her voice ringing with emotion. "For centuries, we have struggled and endured on this harsh world. We have faced challenges that would have broken lesser species, and we have triumphed." The crowd cheered, their voices rising in a chorus of pride and determination. "But today," Ilara continued, "we take a step into the future. Today, we reclaim our place among the stars." At her signal, the structure behind her began to shift and unfold. Gasps of awe and wonder rippled through the crowd as the Phoenix was revealed, its sleek lines and gleaming hull catching the red sunlight. "Behold," Silas declared, stepping forward. "The Phoenix, the first of a new generation of starships. With this vessel, we will explore the stars, establish new colonies, and ensure the survival and prosperity of our people." As the crowd erupted in applause, The Phoenix's engines roared to life. The ship rose from its berth, hovering above the city like a gleaming beacon of hope. Across Mutera, people watched in awe as the Phoenix began its maiden voyage, soaring into the sky and vanishing into the vast expanse of space. But the revelation of the Phoenix did not go unnoticed. On the fringes of the system, the Ziraxian scout ship observed the launch with growing alarm. Zorax, the commander, immediately transmitted an urgent message to the heart of the Empire. The humans have advanced far beyond our estimates, Zorax reported, his voice tight with tension. They have developed a starship of incredible capabilities. We must respond immediately. In the Imperial Palace, Emperor Zoltar received the news with a mixture of shock and fury. The humans, once dismissed as a primitive, insignificant species, had suddenly become a threat to the Empire's supremacy. Mobilize the fleet, Zoltar ordered, his eyes narrowing. We must crush this uprising before it spreads. The Ziraxian Empire will not be challenged by a band of upstart primates. As the Imperial war machine sprang into action, the Phoenix continued its journey through the stars. The crew, led by Captain Aria Voss, Ilara's daughter, marveled at the wonders they encountered. Nebulae of breathtaking beauty, planets teeming with exotic life, and the vast infinite potential of the universe. But they also encountered the signs of the Empire's presence. Massive warships, bristling with weapons, and the ruins of civilizations crushed beneath Ziraxian boots. The crew of the Phoenix knew that their mission was not just one of exploration, but of survival and resistance. Back on New Terra, the revelation of the Phoenix had galvanized the population. In hidden factories and research labs, work began on a new fleet of ships, each one incorporating the advanced technologies pioneered by Silas and his team. Governor Ilara Voss knew that the Empire would not let this challenge go unanswered. She rallied her people, preparing them for the struggle to come. We have spent centuries in the shadows, surviving by our wits and our will, she declared. But now we step into the light. We will not bow to the Empire's tyranny. We will fight for our freedom and our future. As the Ziraxian fleet approached Mutera, the stage was set for a conflict that would determine the fate of humanity. The Empire, once unchallenged, now faced a foe unlike any they had encountered before, a species that had survived against all odds, that had turned the harsh crucible of Z-129 into the forge of their destiny. The Phoenix, the symbol of humanity's rebirth, flew on, carrying the hopes and dreams of a people who refused to be forgotten. And in the heart of the Empire, doubt and uncertainty began to grow, the first cracks in an edifice that had stood for 1,000 years. Embers of hope. In the depths of Ziraxian space, the Imperial fleet gathered, a vast armada of sleek, deadly warships. At its heart, the Emperor's flagship with Emperor Zoltar himself at the helm. The humans have grown too bold, Zoltar growled, his eyes fixed on the tactical displays. We will remind them of their place in the galaxy, beneath our heel. But even as the fleet prepared for battle, dissent was brewing in the ranks of the Empire. Some, like Korvax, the Emperor's advisor, questioned the wisdom of this campaign. The humans have shown remarkable resilience and ingenuity, Korvax argued. Perhaps there is more to gain from diplomacy than destruction. Others, like Lord Malvorian, saw the Phoenix and its kind as a threat to their power and privilege. If we do not crush them now, Malvorian countered, we risk losing everything we have built. As the debate raged in the halls of power, the Phoenix and its crew made a startling discovery. On a remote, uncharted world, they found the remnants of an ancient civilization, one that had once spanned the stars. In the ruins of a vast library, they uncovered records that told a chilling tale. The Ziraxian Empire, it seemed, had not always been the dominant force in the galaxy. Once, they too had been a young, ambitious species, seeking to make their mark. But as their power grew, so too did their arrogance and their cruelty. They subjugated countless worlds, enslaved entire species, and crushed any who dared to resist. The ancient civilization had fought back, but they were no match for the Empire's might. In the end, they were wiped out, their worlds reduced to ashes and their memory all but erased from history. Captain Aria Voss and her crew were horrified by this revelation. They saw in the Ziraxian Empire a dark reflection of what humanity could become if they allowed their fears and their ambitions to consume them. They knew then that their fight was not just for their own survival, but for the soul of their species. They had to find a way to break the cycle of conquest and destruction, to forge a new path forward. As the Phoenix raced back to New Terra, carrying this vital intelligence, the Ziraxian fleet descended upon the human world. The skies above Resilience burned as the Empire's ships rained down fire and destruction. But the humans were not caught unprepared. The Phoenix had sent a warning, and the colony's defenses had been bolstered. A fleet of human ships, armed with the advanced technologies of Silas and his team, rose to meet the invaders. The battle was fierce and costly, with losses on both sides. But the humans fought with a desperate, unyielding courage, driven by the knowledge that they were fighting not just for themselves, but for the future of their species. In the end, it was not superior firepower or tactics that turned the tide, but a simple act of compassion. As a Zeraxian warship, badly damaged in the fighting, lay helpless before a human vessel, Captain Aria Voss made a fateful decision. Instead of destroying the ship, she offered aid and mercy. She extended a hand of friendship to her erstwhile enemies, showing them that there was another way. This act of kindness transmitted across the battlefield, sowed doubt and dissent in the ranks of the Zeraxian forces. Many began to question the rightness of their cause, to wonder if there was a better path. In the heart of the Imperial flagship, Emperor Zoltar raged against this turn of events. But his advisor, Korvax, saw an opportunity. "Perhaps it is time for a new era," Korvax said softly. "An era of peace and cooperation, rather than conquest and subjugation." As the battle reached a tipping point, Korvax's words seemed to echo across the stars. On the surface of Nuterra, Governor Ilara Voss and the human leaders received a stunning communication from the heart of the Zeraxian fleet. Emperor Zoltar, his voice heavy with weariness and regret, spoke to his former enemies. "For 1,000 years, the Zeraxian Empire has ruled through fear and force. We thought ourselves superior, destined to dominate all life. But today you have shown us the error of our ways." He paused, as if gathering his courage. "The human race has demonstrated a resilience and nobility that puts us to shame. You have not only survived, but thrived against odds that would have broken a lesser species. And in your moment of triumph, you have chosen mercy over vengeance." Across the fleet, Zeraxian soldiers laid down their arms. On the bridge of the Phoenix, Captain Aria Voss let out a breath she hadn't realized she'd been holding. "Today, we forge a new future," Emperor Zoltar continued. "A future of peace, of cooperation, of mutual respect and learning. Let us put aside the enmities of the past and work together to build a better galaxy for all." In the days that followed, a great conference was held on Nuterra. Human and Zeraxian leaders met to discuss the shape of this new era. There were challenges to overcome, wounds to heal, and trust to be built. But for the first time in centuries, there was hope. Governor Ilara Voss stood before the assembled delegates, her eyes shining with emotion. "Our two species have walked a long and difficult road to reach this point. We have both known struggle and sorrow, triumph and despair. But now we have a chance to build something new and beautiful together." She turned to Emperor Zoltar, extending a hand of friendship. "Let us learn from each other, grow together, and explore the wonders of the universe as allies and friends." As the conference ended and the delegates returned to their worlds, a sense of optimism and purpose spread across the galaxy. The Phoenix, once a symbol of human defiance, now became an emblem of unity and exploration. Under the command of Captain Aria Voss, the ship set out on a new mission: to seek out life, to establish ties of friendship and cooperation, and to bring the light of hope to the darkest corners of the galaxy. In the heart of the Zeraxian Empire, a new spirit took hold. Guided by the wisdom of Korvax and the example of the humans, the once feared conquerors began to dismantle their war machine and redirect their vast resources towards peaceful ends. On Nuterra, the human civilization entered a new golden age. With access to the advanced technologies of the Zeraxians and the freedom to expand and explore, they achieved wonders that had once seemed impossible. But they never forgot the lessons of their long struggle, the value of resilience, of unity, and of the indomitable human spirit. They knew that they had not just survived, but prevailed against the odds. And as the Phoenix soared through the stars, carrying the hopes and dreams of two species, the galaxy watched in wonder. For the first time in eons, a new light had dawned, a light of peace, of progress, and of endless possibility. The embers of hope, once nearly extinguished by the darkness of war and oppression, now burned bright. And in their glow, the galaxy saw the promise of a future where all beings, human and alien alike, could live and thrive in harmony. It was a future worth fighting for, a dream worth pursuing. And the children of Nuterra, the inheritors of this shining legacy, looked to the stars with eyes full of wonder and hearts full of hope. For they knew that their story, the story of humanity's unbreakable spirit and unyielding courage, would echo through the ages, a beacon of inspiration for all who followed in their footsteps. And so the saga of Nuterra and the Phoenix, of the fall of the old empire and the rise of a new era, passed into legend. But the spirit that had forged this victory, the spirit of resilience and unity and hope, lived on. A light that would never be extinguished, a flame that would guide the galaxy towards a brighter tomorrow.